Skandamandalakaram Vyaktam Yena Characharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Agyanati Mirandasya Yana Jana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Deva Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Stavaram Jangamam Vyaktam Yat Kinchit Sacharacharam Tapparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Babaji Vyapi Yat Sarvam Trilokam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virajita Patambuja Vedantam Bhuja Sunyaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Chaitanya Sashata Shanto Vyomatito Niranjana Bindunara Kalatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jnana Shakti Samaruta Tantvamala Vibhushita Bhukti Bhukti Pradata Cha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Aneka Dhamma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidayine Atmajnana Pradhanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shoshanam Bhava Sindosha Yapanam Sarasampada Guru Parodakam Samyak Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Na Guru Radhikam Tattvam Na Guru Radhikam Tapaha Tattvajnanam Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Manata Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Manatma Sarvabhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Radhira Nadischa Guru Paramadevakam Guru Parakaram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhushcha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Tvaminam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Jai Jai Guru Raj Maharaj Tara Bhava Sagar Seva Jai Jai Guru Raj Maharaj Tara Bhava Sagar Seva Jai 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 Narayana Bhagavan Utaro Bhava Sangara Sepa. Jai Jai Ramachandra 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 Bhagavan Utaro Bhava Sangara Sepa. Jai Sri Vishwananda Maharaj 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 Utaro Bhava Sangara Sepa. Shishaya Namaha, Om Shamaya Namaha, Om Devakarya Smuryataya Namaha, Om Sukshmatanave Namaha, Om Chinmayaya Namaha, Om Guru Muktaye Namaha, Om Sundaraya Namaha, Om Shivachanaya Namaha, Om Sumukhaya Namaha, Om Charvasaya Namaha, Om Keshavaya Namaha, Om Padmamujaya Namaha, Om Mandagamanaya Namaha, Om Charvardhaline Namaha, Om Ramaya Namaha, Om Mandirastapakaya Namaha, Om Shivivachakaya Namaha, Om Gayati Ashwane Namaha, Om Arpanasikarakaya Namaha, Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namaha, Om Namo Narayane Mantrapasakaya Namaha, Om Swaramayaya Namaha, Om Madhurakantaya Namaha, Om Krishna Sankirtana Rupaya Namaha, Om Sotapriyaya Namaha, Om Mitavashine Namaha, Om Agnine Namaha, Om Chitrakara Visharadaya Namaha, Om Radharaya Namaha, Om Sarave Namaha, Om Jagatpantaya Namaha, Om Savalokahitaya Namaha, Om Bhaktapriyaya Namaha, Om Surdaya Namaha, Om Anukulaya Namaha, Om Neyaya Namaha, Om Sudarshanaya Namaha, Om Bhaktavatsalaya Namaha, Om Premamurtaye Namaha, Om Shuvekshanaya Namaha, Om Pritivadanaya Namaha, Om Swastidayakaya Namaha, Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Anugrahaya Namaha, Om Vardhanaya Namaha, Om Architaya Namaha, Om Artaya Namaha, Om Siddhipradaya Namaha, Om Janardhanaya Namaha, Om Manoharaya Namaha, Om Akshaya Namaha, Om Shireshwaraya Namaha, Om Bhashmabhushitaya Namaha, Om Amalingaya Namaha, Om Nigachana Pratsakaya Namaha, Om Siddhi Sadanaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Amkarapasakaya Namaha, Om Sukshmaya Namaha, Om Vishokaya Namaha, Om Sattvikaya Namaha, Om Samadashine Namaha, Om Dakshaya Namaha, Om Achityaya Namaha, Om Nirankaraya Namaha, Om Nirmohaya Namaha, Om Avyagraya Namaha, Om Chitakrodaya Namaha, Om Vinayashilaya Namaha, Om Svavashaya Namaha, Om Kushalaya Namaha, Om Shamaya Namaha, Om Satyatanmaya Namaha, Om Nivikalpaya Namaha, Om Viraktaya Namaha, Om Atindraya Namaha, Om Satyasandaya Namaha, Om Paritraya Namaha, Om Madhura Swabhavaya Namaha, Om Suranandaya Namaha, Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasanatmane Namaha, Om Bhaktanidaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samatmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Sutapaya Namaha, Om Somyaya Namaha, Om Guyaya Namaha, Om Vimuktatmaya Namaha, Om Gaviraya Namaha, Om Guptaya Namaha, Om Atmaramaya Namaha, Om Srivatsaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Dididharaya Namaha, Om Danyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Duradikramaya Namaha, Om Gahanaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harisharanagashakaya Namaha, Om Kutasajagatakaya Namaha, Om Abhiprayaya Namaha, Om Salamata Samatyaya Namaha, Om Ksamaikata Bhavavardakaya Namaha, Om Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Swamine Namaha. Yato Vishnu Vichakrame Pradivya Sattadamabi Idam Vishnu Vichakrame Tredani Dade Padam Samudamasya Bhagun Sure Reni Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Gopa Atabhyaha Ato Dharmani Dayane Vishnu Karmani Pashyata Yato Vritani Pashpase Indrasya Yujasadaha Tad Vishnu Paramam Paragum Sada Pashanti Suryaha Diriva Chakshuratatam Tad Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagruhagum Sasamindate Vishnuya Paramam Padam Vishwananda prachodayate. Premavataraaya vidmahi Satgurudevaya dhimahi Tano Vishwananda prachodayate. Premavataraaya vidmahi Satgurudevaya dhimahi Tano Vishwananda prachodayate. Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvighna Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Bhurvuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurvuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat.
Shri Krishna Vishnu Madhusudana Ketapare Narayana Achyuta Trivikrama Chakrapare Deityadi Sajjadara Sridhara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rukmini Shabhavanasha Hare Murare Radesha Gopesha Surupa Brahmani Vandya Shri Dvarakasara Vakunta Pate Bhuvaneka Murte Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhata Veena Kriteka Matarupa Varaha Murte Previkramaya Gurane Veru Rama Rama Shri Rama Krishna Yadunandana Kalki Rupa Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhata Govinda Madhava Mukunda Paraparesha Damodara Chadarananda Gadari Shauri Gopa Gopi Jana Samrita Dina Bando Gopi Jana Praraye Tava Suprabhata Shri Rakti Shai Bhujagati Patalpa Shai Sadbhaktari Sadana Shai Ramanga Shai Shri Gopa Bhama Vidutalpa Sukari Shai Gopa Bala Varaye Tava Suprabhata Shri Kashyapati Sukranarada Gotamani Brahman Shri Sangamani Sangama Bharatesho Tishtanti Deva Bhavakashana Bhagyareto Gopala Sekaraye Tava Suprabhata Mandara Jari Tulasida Ramaya Karyaye Mayani Anjali Pute Samudarante Tishtanti Tava Vadadardale Munindraha Radha Manoharaye Tava Suprabhatam Veda Trayam Patati Gotama Kana Guyaha Gayanti Saguna Gano Varada Savagaha Sankirtayanti Tava Nama Kada Visheshaha Bhakti Vanchana Kripakara Dina Bandho Divyanta Gayati Janapriya Divya Rupa Sri Nanda Gopatanaya Tava Suprabhatam Padmaksha Padma Mukha Padma Dara Praneya Padmalaya Sarita Padma Nivasa Shori Padmo Bhavati Sura Sevita Pada Padma Padmaninata Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Vrindata Levi Haranaya Mahendra Vandya Kandarpa Darpa Haratiya Sudesha Rupa Chandrananaya Siddha Chandana Nitna Deva Govindayana Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Srinanda Nandana Yashoda Kumara Dhira Mayanga Dina Davichona Supushpara Nilambudana Susharira Namavihara Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vaishya Jambavati Satya Suganti Bhadra Shri Mitra Binda Divasa Prabhu Putri Karyae Tishtanti Divya Bhavame Tava Sevanana Gopi Mana Priyaraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Ashuta Ananta Mukunda Shori Radha Manohara Janardana Shakapane Namani Divya Munayuna Nisambhadanti Brahmi Muhurta Samaye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Krishna Suprabhatam Ye Patanti Aharnisam Guri Krita Mahapapa Shri Krishna Grahetuka Ishvara Parama Krishna Suchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam Govinda Mari Purusham Tamaham Bhajame Govinda Mari Purusham Tamaham Bhajame Chintamani Prakara Samba Sukalpavesha Laksha Visesha Surabhira Vipalayanta Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambhava Sevyamana Govinda Mani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Mani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venum Tvananda Maravinda Dalaya Tasham Bharavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundaranga Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobha Govinda Mani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Mani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chandra Kalasapa Namaya Vanshi Ratna Gadam Pranaya Keli Kalavilasa Shamantri Vankala Vitanniyata Prakasha Govinda Mani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Mani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yaksha Sakalendriya Vittimanti Pasyanti Panti Kalayanti Jinan Jagati Ananda Chinmaya Sadhujala Vigrahasya Govinda Mani Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Mani Purusham तद्भावभावितधियो मनुजस्ततेन सम्प्राप्य रूपमहिमा सनयानभूषः चिन्त्येयमेव निगमा प्रतिते सुभक्ति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मय रसा प्रवितावितानि ताभिय एव निजरूपतया कलाभिः गोलोक एव निवसति किलात्मभूतो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि प्रेमाञ्जनच्चुरितभक्तिविरोचनेन सन्ता सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यश्याम सुन्दरमचिन्त्य गुणस्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि रामानि मूर्तिषु कलानि अनेन कृष्णं नानावतारमकरो भुवनेषु कीर्तु कृष्णस्वयं समभवा परमापुमन्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि यस्य प्रभा प्रभवतो जगनन्तकोटि गोत्रीशेषवसुधादिविभूतिदीनां तत्रामनिष्कलमनन्तमशेषभूतां गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि मायायस्य जगनन्तसतानि सूते त्रैगुण्यतद्विषयवेन वितायमाना सत्त्वावलम्बि परसत्त्वविशुद्धसत्त्वा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मय रसात्मकया मनसु यत्प्राणिनं प्रतिपलं स्मरतामुपेत्य लीलायतेन भुवनानि जयादशस्रं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोलोकनं निजतं नितले च तस्य देवी महेश हरिधामसुतेषु तेषु ते प्रभावनिचया विहितस्य येन गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि सृष्टिप्रलय साधन शक्तिरेका चायेव यस्य भुवनानि विभाति दुर्गा इच्छानुरूपमपि यस्य च चेष्टते सा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि क्षीरं यथा तद्विकारविशेषयोगात् सञ्जायते न हि तथा प्रतिगस्तिरेतो यशमुतमपि तथा समुपैति कार्यात् गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि दीपार्चिरे वैदशन्तरमाभुपेत्य दीपायते विविधहेतुसमानधर्मा यस्ताद्र एव इच विष्णुतया विभाति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि यत्कारणर्णवजले भजति स्म योगात् निद्रामनन्तजगनन्दसरामकूपः अर्धन्तरास्त्रियराम्यपरासमूर्तिं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि यस्य कनिष्ठसुखकालमतावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगनन्दनाथः विष्णुर्महस्य यस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि सकलेषु निजेषु तेजा स्वीयं क्रियाकर्तयात्रितात्मदात्रा ब्रह्माय एष जगदङ्गविधानकर्ता गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि यः पालपल्लवयुगं विनिधाय कुम्भा वन्दे प्रणाम समये सकलाय राजाः विघ्नं प्रियन्तु मनवस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि अग्निर्महिकगणमम्बुमरोदिशश्च कालस्तत्त्वमनसीति जगत्त्रयानि यस्मा भवन्ति विभवन्ति विशन्ति यं च गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि यच्चक्षुरेष सविता सकलाग्रहाण राजा समस्तसुरमूर्तिरशेषतेजः यस्याज्ञया भ्रमति सम्मृतकालचक्रो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि धर्मोत्थपापनिचयाश्रुतयस्तपंसि रामादिकीर्तवतगावदयश्च जीवः यद्दत्तमन्त्रविभवा प्रकटा प्रभावा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि यस्मिन्द्रगोपमतवेद्रमहो स्वकर्मा वन्दानरूपफलभाजमनातनोति कर्माणि निर्दहति किन्तु च भक्तिभाजनं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि यं क्रोधकर्णसहजा प्रणयाति भीतिः वत्साल्यमोहगुरुगौरवसेव्यभावैः संचित्य तस्य सदृशीं तनुरापुरेते गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि ईश्वर परमकृष्ण सच्चिदानन्द विग्रह अनादिरादिर्गोविन्द सर्वकारणकारण गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषा तमहं भजामि.
Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashadakaya Chakshurunmiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev, everybody, good morning. So, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, chapters 24, chapter 20, if I'm not mistaken, and 30 and 31, is described the story of Prachetas. It's 10 brothers, and they were doing a lot of austerities, a lot of tapasya for 10,000 years. They were chanting Rudra Gita, so-called. Yeah, the Shiva came to them, and he narrated a special prayers, which they were chanted for 10,000 years. And at the end of their austerities, Bhagavan Vishnu appeared to them. And in Canto 4, chapter 30, verse 8, he says the following. This is the very first thing he tells them, actually. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Varam Vrinidvam Bhadram Vo Yoyam Me Nripanandana Sahardena Pritak Dharmas Tushto Ham Sahadena Va. The Supreme Lord said, "My dear sons of the king, I am very much pleased by the friendly relationships among you. All of you are engaged in one occupation, devotional service. I am so pleased with your mutual friendship that I wish you all good fortune now you may ask a benediction from me. So look, Bhagavan Vishnu appears to them. 10,000 of years of austerities. That's quite a lot, all right? He doesn't say, I'm pleased with your austerities. He says, I am pleased with your friendship between you. And he says it twice. In a single verse, he says it twice. And then he continues, he speaks about it. Yeah. So this idea of friendly relationship, of Sangha being friendly, this is nothing new. This is nothing new that we should come together and perform devotional service together. It has always been, since the very beginning of Bhakti Marga. Like this famous, I will read you a couple of things actually. There was a famous document Guruji sent to the residents of the ashram called How I Want You to Work Together. Maybe some of you heard, maybe some of you did not. It's quite old actually, from 2011. But the things that are in there, I was repeating yesterday when I was preparing for the satsang. We are still working on this. It's still relevant even today, you know. And the idea of coming together in Sangha is also very much present in the scriptures. Bhagavad Gita, there is only one verse, which I will read also later, but Srimad Bhagavatam is just everywhere. Just everywhere. Sangha, 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 again, Sangha, Sangha, Sangha. Coming together, perform devotional service to the Lord together. And look what Guruji is doing. Wherever he is going, he's opening temples, he's opening ashrams. Recently he said he will spend a lot of time in the countries where ashrams exist. Right? Why is this? Of course, because of the service of the Lord, because of the prayers, but also ashrams and temples is the center around which Sangha rotates, around which Sangha is centered. You cannot worship the Lord by yourself. You cannot sustain the whole ashram and the temple by yourself. Look how many deities are here. How many people we need. How many people we need to prepare garlands, prepare prasad, to clean all this, and to perform the worship itself. It's all so much work which one person cannot do. So this is all for the Sangha. And recently there was a video sent, I believe, to many Sanghas, to many countries, which Swami Chida has shared. Yeah, maybe some of you saw this video, yeah. So I think I can share, right, because it was quite public. He arrived to USA after living for many years in here as a Swami, and he was doing his Swami work, like doing Om chantings, lectures, satsangs, bringing people together for several years. And then Guruji called him, and he asked, so how is it going? And he was happy to tell Guruji that I'm going good, because he thought he was doing good. Yeah, bringing people together for Om chantings, pujas, lectures, and so on. But Guruji wasn't happy. Guruji wasn't happy. He asked him, okay, did you contact other Swamis of USA? Did you do something together? Swami Chida said no. Actually, he remembered since the day he came, he never even spoke to Swami Tulsidas. And Guruji wasn't happy at all. He said, look, what you can achieve by yourself is nothing compared to what you can achieve together, coming together. My grace is where you work together. And so this is very important to understand, you know. We can collect stadiums and thousands of people, become super cool satsang giver, lecturer, or whatever, you know. But it's nothing compared if we just come together and work together. This is much. Look, Bhagavan Vishnu himself, he's so happy, not by their austerities, but by their relationship between each other. This is how important it is. And in almost 20 years that I'm on the path, not a single time I have heard Guruji telling anybody, your path is not in a Sangha. Your path is to be alone. Stay in your house, do your sadhana, Sangha is not your thing. Not a single time I have heard him saying this. And of course, I don't spend with Guruji 24/7, but I believe 99.9% he has never said it. Because Sangha, later I will tell you, there are 3 functions of the Sangha, without which almost impossible to reach the Lord, actually. It's very, very difficult without Sangha. Yes, it is challenging in the Sangha sometimes. Yeah. So let me read you this famous document. Yeah, that's not all the things, of course, but a couple of things that I consider to be interesting. Okay, so let's start with this one. He said, so first of all, look, keep in mind, this document was for the ashram, right? But I do believe it is very much applicable towards any Sangha, okay? So he said, one of the things here, before taking on new projects or tasks, first coordinate with the respective coordinator and the people concerned. Act with loyalty towards me and to the people I appointed for their responsibilities. So this is what I see again and again in many sanghas, a conflict between managers, those who are appointed certain responsibilities, and devotees. Okay. And the biggest reason what I see is that people don't understand, actually a bit understandable because they are outside, they don't see how things work, they don't understand, that actually people who are, so to say, in charge is actually Guruji who put them there. And look, does Guruji know the qualities of these people? Does Guruji know the thoughts of these people? Does Guruji know what is inside of those people who he appointed as the Swami, as the coordinator, whatever, Atma Kriya, Puja coordinator, whatever, doesn't matter. Yeah, he knows. So he very much can actually predict the outcome of the actions of these people, right? And what actions these people will do. Still he appoints these people. And he says, look, act with loyalty to these people who I appointed. So to criticize openly and argue and things like this, like putting, we say in Russia, to put sticks in the wheel, of the bike, because the bike will fall, This is not right at all. It means you are not in line with his will. Then how can you call yourself a devotee then? If you're against his words and his will, how can you call yourself a devotee? This is happening many times. People don't understand this. It doesn't mean, I'm not saying that these people always right 100%. This is not true. But it doesn't mean you have to openly criticize such people and stay away. Actually, in ashram, like the whole environment is created, which is a bit challenging, but still the environment that you cannot escape. Outside, for example, if you're in the country, if you don't like somebody, you can easily quit. You can choose some other seva, you can choose maybe some other sangha, you can change a city maybe, like if you are nearby. But in ashram, it is challenging, but it's very, very good for the growth, is that we cannot choose where we do our seva, we cannot choose our supervisor and things like this. But outside should be the same. You should not choose it. This is not right. Guruji said actually in this document, wherever your dharma is, this is the very end, and this is like highlighted. Wherever God has put you, no matter what kind of work He has led you to, there is a reason for that. And if you do it with love and real happiness, real joy inside of you, even there you can realize God. Yeah. Another thing, when Guruji said, another point from the document, when there is a conflict, make a step back inside of you and think about what is my share in this conflict. Interesting point. Yeah, we are still trying to work on this. Because we tend to blame others. Yeah, if there is a conflict, for sure it's not me. The problem is with those people. But look what Guruji is saying. Try to see what is inside of you, what is your share in the conflict. And what can I contribute to solve it? Do not make yourself small by behaving offended, feeling as a victim and things like this. Show your greatness by actively looking for solutions. Greatness doesn't mean like showing like, look how great I am, show an example, things like this, king in the castle. No. Yeah. Just behave yourself and be the word I forgot, an example, but not in a arrogant way, just show it right behavior, because Krishna is always saying in the Bhagavad Gita, to inspire, this is the word, yeah. Be an inspiration of the right behavior. And if people don't want a peace, just, okay, you did your part, then whatever. You did your part. You contributed to peace. And so Sangha is incredibly important. We can see, as I mentioned already, Guruji creates Sanghas all the time, temples, ashrams, things like this. And Sangha has, to my observation, as I have lived in a Sangha like for almost 10 years already, very, very closely, it has three functions that I have observed. There can be more, but that's what I observed at least. It is a reflection. It acts as the mirror. It is reflection, inspiration, and protection. Three functions of the Sangha. Reflection is the one that is most challenging, but it's one of the most needed, actually. I will tell you a story. You will understand what I mean. There was a sadhu in India. He was for 50 years, he was meditating in some cave in the mountains. For 50 years he was meditating. And he thought he has reached a lot of a very elevated state. He thought he has reached a lot of peace, a lot of bliss, and things like this. Yeah, he thought he's very elevated. But he barely even came down from his cave. So he just stayed alone in his cave, meditating. Just once in a while, once in a year, maybe he went down to the village to buy some potatoes, some corn, whatever, rice. Because yogis, they eat little. Yeah, they don't need much. Maybe just leaves around and just rice sometimes. And he was just meditating. Then when he goes down, people just pay respect to him, and he thought he's very elevated, things like this. And once, he took a decision to go to Mahakubh Mela. And as you know, Mahakubh Mela is a huge Sangha with the millions and millions of people. And so as he was going there, try to dive in the water, somebody stepped on his foot. Somebody stepped on his foot, he feels pain, but he's like, okay, it's okay, it's okay. He comes down, he continues, he goes further. Again, somebody steps on his foot. He comes down, okay. Then he continues, he goes further. Again, somebody steps on his foot, and he just loses it. He just starts to shout, how dare you? You are this, you are this, you are that, you are this kind of person. He just loses. What peace did he reach? And look what Sangha does. He thought he's clean, he thought he's pure. And Sangha, this is the reflection, this is the function of the Sangha. It brings up to the surface what we have inside. And this is the challenge comes. Because it's very comfortable just to stay in everyday life in your comfort zone, But inside of you is still that dirt present from all the past lives. How will you clean it if you even don't see it? How will you work on it if you don't see it? It is possible, very much possible in a Sangha, because we always kind of rub against each other, Our attachments get exposed, our desires get exposed, and that's why conflicts are there. That's why we need, Guruji says, we need to make a step back and observe ourselves, because these things are coming on the surface. This is very, very important. Without Sangha, it's very, very difficult. And this requires, that's what Guruji is saying, to make a step back. It is very mature. Not everybody can do this, but we must do this. We must grow. This is the growth. Spiritual growth is not to wear red or orange clothes. This is the spiritual growth. Here it is. To make a step back from your ego, to be able to punch your attachments, and desires. This is the growth. Inspiration. Guruji told me many, many years ago when I met him, because I asked him to make me a saint. I asked him that I want to become a saint, and he told me, if you want to become a saint, you must live in an ashram here in Germany, he told me. And I thought, it must be the energy, Yeah, Mahalakshmi should drew Sri Yantra somewhere there, like it must be some vibes, yeah, some vibrations. After almost 10 years, I realized that actually it's mostly the Sangha. It's mostly the Sangha. And mostly because of inspiration. Of course, because of reflection as well, this function, but also inspiration. And I cannot stress enough right now, in this small single satsang, how much people around inspired me this many years. And people don't need even to talk. You don't need to be friends in a way. Yes, in a verse, Bhagavan Vishnu, he said, like, I'm pleased with your friendship, but friendship can mean many different things. And it doesn't mean hanging out together, eating pizza and things like this. We are here in the temple. We observe each other. I always observe, there are people sitting in front of their favorite deities, always with a smile. What these people know, what kind of consciousness they have, why I cannot sit in front of my deity and smile like this. Every single day, these people come. There are other things like people share in a Sangha. You know, there's a small ritual to bring deity to bed and to wake the deity up. You know. And I used to do this before, and then for a couple of years I gave it up. And then a friend of mine, he shared a story, and that Guruji came to his room at night, and he saw he is sleeping. The guy is sleeping, but his deity is still awake. And Guruji didn't like this. He said, how come you are sleeping and your deity is still awake? Why you didn't put your deity to sleep? And so this inspired me. I remembered, I gave it up, so I also need to do this, Sangha, inspiration. In other stories, there are many stories I can share like this, but very beautiful story from India. We were in Vrindavan, and many of you have been in Vrindavan, and you know how scary it is sometimes to walk on the streets of Louis Bazaar with all the cows and bulls and the little cars. They can just bump into you, they can just hurt you. So many monkeys who can steal your valuable possessions, things like this. There are walls that fall down, like I heard stories like this. It's a dangerous place. And so I walked there. I remember I came and I go straight away to buy something in Louis Bazaar for my Krishna. And I'm afraid I'm looking for monkeys, I'm looking for donkeys and cows, for the cars, like for the things that cows leave on the ground. You're afraid to step on it with your bare foot and things like this. You look around. And then I see in the crowd, after many hours, I see in the crowd like a sadhu. He looks like a sadhu. He just walks without looking left and right. He just looks on one single point. He is not afraid. And in his eyes, so much peace. He just knows where he goes. He doesn't look around. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling you truly, the whole chaos of Vrindavan is just lets him go. It's just like he's just, he just passes like this ship through the ice. The ice is nothing to him. This whole chaos is just nothing to him. And I'm thinking, what kind of peace he reached that I don't know such a peace. Why he knows such a peace? Why I am not at peace like this? Another example, I think it was Vishwaguru inauguration, and there was given to sadhus food and money. And there were many of them. And we decided to do kirtan. So at some point, Mridanga came, Manjiras came, and one of the sadhus started to dance. And he's just, he's dirty. He doesn't have much things, probably he doesn't even have pockets to put anything in there. And he just starts to dance with so much love, so much bliss. And I'm filming him, I remember, tears come from my eyes. How come he's living in Vrindavan, dirty and probably stinky a little bit, I'm sorry. He's dancing with so much happiness, so much joy. And we have so much desire, so much attachments. I remember we come from that pilgrimage. There are residents of the ashram. They come, they sit on this, Mercedes bus in Germany, and they're like, finally. And you call yourself a monk, And in the ashram also, you might think yourself great musicians, you might think yourself somebody great like Pujari and things like this, but you always see somebody greater. This is also an inspiration. This is what Sangha does. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are many, many verses like this. Like, just take Canto 4. There are many prayers. Dhruva Maharaja is praying. Shiva is making a prayer. Prita Maharaja is doing a prayer. And all of them ask for one single thing. They all ask to be in a Sangha. They all say, Lord, I ask you for one single thing. I want to be among your devotees, and I want to hear about your glories from your devotees. Because this is very, very important. This hearing of the glories from his devotees, from bhaktas who have this experience, it purifies the heart directly. And they say, all the time, they say the same thing. Like this, hearing about your glory from your devotees will purify my heart from impurities, will purify my heart from attachments, and I will have one single attachment, is to you only. This is how important it is. Everybody. Dhruva Maharaja is a great, great saint. Prithu is the Lord himself, incarnation of the Lord himself. Shiva, the greatest Vaishnava, he is praying to the Lord, I want to be among your devotees. This is the greatest benediction that exists. Beautiful verse, another verse which I was thinking to speak about. Canto 1, chapter 18, verse 13, the prayer by sages, they say, a single moment to be among your devotees is the greater than to spend the whole life in the heavens. In the heavens, single life, it's can be hundreds of thousands of years in there. One single moment among the devotees is better than the whole life in the heavens, they say. Just to hear single glory from such devotees, single experience. That's how actually Narada became, as Narada, as we know, one of the greatest disciples. He was among devotees. He was inspired. And he took their prasad, he heard their teachings, he became attached to them. Canto 1, chapter 6, he describes the story. Beautiful, beautiful thing. And I hear still from some people such nonsense. They say, I was heard by somebody, that's why I'm not in a Sangha anymore. Or such, the biggest nonsense I have heard is probably one Prabhu is saying, I am renunciate, I'm brahmachari, that's why I'm not in a Sangha. Many, many verses like this. And so, such friendship, without any quarrels and things like this is possible. Actually, Vishnu is answering why it is possible. He says in the verse, all of you are engaged in one occupation, devotional service. Only in this case is possible to be without quarrels and to be with a mutual friendship among each other. The good example is Pandavas. We know from Mahabharata, they didn't quarrel. They were sticking together all the time because their aim was the Lord himself. Their aim was never selfish. And when there is a conflict among us, when there is a conflict between us and management, whatever, coordinators, there is always self-interest into this. You might say, I am interested for the mission. That's my interest. But how do you know how the mission should develop? Guruji took the decision to put such people as coordinators. He knows how the mission should develop. And I'll tell you what. Some years back, I spoke to Swami Madhava, and he told me, for many years, he was in charge of the financial flow in Bhakti Marga. And he said that there were cases when Bhakti Marga could grow very much. But Guruji, it seemed to him that Guruji was pressing the brake. Like, no, this is not the time. This is not the time. And he could be like a rebel, said, no, Guruji, I know better how it should be developed, No. And he later, only after many, many years, he realized that actually if the mission would grow, like it would grow very thin, but Guruji wanted it to grow thick. He wanted it to grow wide, wanted it to become strong, because if the plant is thin, it's easy to break. You know. So Guruji knows these things. So trust in people who are coordinators. Trust in each other. Like Guruji said, why gopis are so great. Once there was a satsang many, many years ago. They are great not only because of their devotion, they were great because of their mutual respect towards each another. This is very, very important. And look, for the last thought for you, as the conclusion, Guruji's birthday is quite close. It's just a couple of months. 3-4 months they will pass like this. Yeah. And I have observed the present that we give to him, in Christmas and his birthday. He doesn't seem to be satisfied. It's always something material. Yeah, it's things that he likes, like paintbrushes, jewelries. Like he doesn't even have place maybe anymore to put his jewelries, to put all these things anymore. He doesn't seem to be satisfied. If you want to give present to him, just try to make peace. If you have, whether it's somebody in the Sangha or if it's coordinators, just try to make peace, make the steps. Present it to him, or maybe even don't, because he knows these things. Just make him happy by this, because look, he says here, Vishnu is saying, I'm so happy that you were friends between each other all these years. Just the thought for you as the conclusion. Jai Gurudev.
Namaste Narasimhaya. 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 Pralada Lada Daine. Hiranyakashipu Vakshaha. Gurudev Sri Vishwananda, Gurudev. Prem se bolo Satgurudeva Sri Swami Vishwananda Mahaprabhu ki jai. Shivitala Giridhari Parabrahmane Namah. 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 Shivitala Giridhari Parabrahmane
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Jai Jagadish Hare, Bhakta Janon ke Sankata, Dasa Janon ke Sankata, Jana mein dur kare, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Jo jave pada pave, dukha bina se manaka, dukha bina se manaka, sukha sampati garave, sukha sampati garave, ashtami de tanaka, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Mata Pita tum mere, Sharana gaun mein kisaki, Swami Sharana gaun mein kisaki, Tuma bina aura na दूजा, Tuma bina aura na दूजा, आशा करूं मैं जिसकी, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Tuma Purana Paramatma, Tuma Antarayami, Swami Tuma Antarayami, Para Brahma Parameshwara, Para Brahma Parameshwara, Tuma Sabake Swami, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Tuma Karuna ke Sagar, Tuma Palana Karta, Swami Tuma Palana Karta, Main Sevaka Tuma Swami, Main Sevaka Tuma Swami, Kripa Karo Varta, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Tuma Oeka Gochara, Sabake Pranapati, Swami Sabake Pranapati, Kisabiri Milo Dayamaya, Kisabiri Milo Kripamaya, Tuma Gome Tumaki, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Dina Bandhu Karta, Tuma Rakshaka Mere, Swami Tuma Rakshaka Mere, Karuna Ata Badao, Karuna Ata Badao, Sarana Paratere, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Vishaya Vikara Vitao, Paparo Deva, Swami Paparo Deva, Shraddha Bhakti Badao, Shraddha Prema Badao, Santana ki Seva, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Dana Mana Dana Samay Tera, Swami Sabha Kuch hai Tera, Swami Sabha Kuch hai Tera, Tera Tujhko arpan, Tera Tujhko arpan, Kya lage mera, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Jai Jagadish Hare, Bhakta Janon ke Sankata, Dasa Janon ke Sankata, Jana mein dur kare, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Man chakra rakodi, Giridhari lala chakra rakodi, Giridhari lala chakra rakodi, Giridhari lala chakra rakodi, Man chakra rakodi, Giridhari lala chakra rakodi, Giridhari lala chakra rakodi, Giridhari lala chakra rakodi, Oh chakra ko, chakra ko, chakra kodi, chakra ko, chakra ko, chakra kodi, Mane chakra rakodi, Giridhari lala chakra kodi, Shama mane chakra kodi, Giridhari lala chakra kodi, Govinda mane chakra kodi, Giridhari lala chakra kodi, Giridhari lala chakra kodi, Giridhari lala chakra kodi. Tameva mata cha pita tameva, Tameva bandhuscha sakha tameva, Tameva vidya dravinam tameva, Tameva sarvam mama deva deva, Tameva sarvam mama deva deva. Govinda Asatoma Sargamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mityoma Mritamaya, Om Shanti Shanti Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Bolo Shri Lakshmi Narayana Bhagavan Ki Jai Sri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Mandir Bhagavan Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Kanhaiya Lal Ki Jai Shri Mata Ki Bhavati Ki Jai Shri Ramanujacharya Ki Jai Bolo Satgurudeva Sri Swami Vishwananda Mahaprabhu Ki Om Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijanaladhaya Paraya Param Purushaya Parakarma Mantra Yantra Tantra Ushastra Shastra Samara Samara Vikram Mochaya Mochaya Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Dite Jalapritai Sarvakshavanam Pat Parasmane Parabrahmane Paramjyotishe Swaha Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Jai Shri